to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Tracy Brown, Tracy Brown. Tracy Brown Live. Tracy Brown Live. Tracy Brown. Tracy Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live.
My favorite symbol is the tree of everything.
Hello, Lloyd.
Hi, Tracy. How are you, dear?
Oh no, don't freeze on me. He's frozen. I'm doing fine. How are you doing?
I am doing wonderful. I'm glad to say, and it is an honor and a pleasure to join you on this Saturday, the 15th of May.
It is more my honor, let me tell you. So let me introduce the world to you, because I have following in America, London, Australia are my big followers. And this is Lloyd Strayhorn. Lloyd Strayhorn has made books on numerology. He can tell you things based upon your birth date, your address, you know, any significant meaning that has to do anything with numbers. And as you all know, or maybe you don't know, we are all born based upon a numerical pattern, not just your birth date. The coordinates in the sky matter on the day of your birth. Am I right?
You are absolutely correct. 200%, absolutely correct.
Because I do my homework, I work it out. But I can't do what Lloyd does. I actually got a reading from Lloyd and I was shocked. I was like, oh, you're reading me. Like I was fully exposed just based upon my birthday, my son's birthday. Oh, it's just amazing. Just amazing. And then I didn't understand all the connections, the double connections. Like my son is 1988. He married a woman born in 1988. They got married on 8/18 deliberately, but didn't understand all those numerical connections until I was like, oh my God, they're so connected. And I could see it, I could feel it, but I didn't understand it. And then when I had my reading with you, I was like, oh, this is so making sense now. And this is beautiful.
Yes. All of us have from, you know, when we go to visit the person they last transitioned, you get the card, they'll say sunrise, sunset. It is the month, the day, the year, and the month, the day that we reach the other side of our rainbow in life. That's exactly what it means. So from the womb to the tomb, you are a number. From the womb to the tomb, but most people are more familiar with astrology first. And let me clear something up with that too. People will say, does what I do go against the laws of God or religion? No, not at all. And how I try to explain it to them, because I went to seminary school, is that religion is a belief. I believe that my God is better than your God. Well, numerology and astrology are sciences. No one since Cain killed Abel in the Bible, the first recorded murder, okay, can they name me a war fought in the name of a zodiac sign? I defy them. Name me a war in human history, since man has been on the planet all these tons of years, that has been fought in the name of Aquarius, or been fought in the name of the number 2. They can't name me one. Even in the Bible, the 4th book of Moses is called the book of Numbers, that God instructs Moses on the first day, the second day of the second month, to name the army by their names in their poll. And further into the cryptic definitions of the Old Testament or Book of Numbers, all of the 12 tribes of Israel are given their specific numbers that are rather long. Even if you go to the other end of the Bible, the New Testament of Revelation, or here is the man, here is man, is the mark of the beast. I'm paraphrasing, and his number is 666. But further in that same chapter, they refer to Christ cryptically as 888. So, so numbers are all around us, but I deal with numbers in a very esoteric way. If God has given to birds a time when to fly to Capistrano, as they say, or fish to swim upstream, or birds of animals to migrate from north to south, whatever the case is, and we're made in God's image, you mean we do not have a season? I'd say we do. Because if you can be in the wrong place at the wrong time, how come you can't be in the right place at the right time? I say we can.
That's right.
And I can prove
That's
it.
right.
That's what makes it so nice.
It is just so profound.
Yes, yes. And even what's most profound is this. I've been on such shows now as Tracey Brown. I've been on Oprah Winfrey. I've been on all the shows, Katie Couric, you name it. However,
have you been on Katie Couric's show?
Yeah, she interviewed me. In fact, when you go to my website, you'll see it, Lloyd-Strayhorn.com. You'll see the interview I did with her. And
Well, let me tell you something. I feel very powerful like Katie Couric. Thank you for coming on my show.
Yes, well, that's why I said I acknowledge. If you notice, the first show I acknowledged out of my mouth was Tracey Brown, okay? All right. So, but that's the most important thing. And not only that, though, but numbers act as a guide. If I wanted to go south to Washington, D.C. from New York, I got to go 95 south. There in California, I'm sure you got your main routes that you got to go from point A to point B. It's very simple. Numbers guide us in everything we do. There is nothing you can do without using numbers at all. When I say that, if you go to a doctor, they look at your numbers, whether your blood pressure's okay, not okay, your cholesterol level, your EKG. We're always in some kind of numbers. Of course, tax season is almost over, so people are concerned, do I owe money or do they owe me money? You go to a dentist, each tooth in your mouth is assigned a number. You know what I'm saying? So there's nothing. In fact, last year in March, when they had the shutdown of the city, the country, I had, there was the stay at home challenge. How long can you hold your breath and all that other stuff? But my thing was I had $100 bill, and I said, this $100 bill is yours. It's absolutely free. I will send it to you. Except there is a caveat. There's a catch. You must get up and start your day tomorrow from beginning to end and don't use numbers. It's impossible. When you get up, don't you want to know what time it is? Aren't you going to look at a watch or a clock? Aren't you going to watch your favorite TV show that has a certain channel number assigned to it? Aren't you going to make a call or get a call? You know what I'm saying? I mean, there is nothing you can do without numbers. Nothing.
It's on at 4:30, channel 432. Yes.
Everything we do in numbers. And that's why they tell you now the most important thing is to what? Guard your social security number. Because if somebody got your social security number, they can run rampant. Guard your bank account numbers, they can become rampant. So all of these things of numbers that were given, and I guess because numbers are so much a part of everything we do, we don't even think about it until they don't exist. And I'm saying, how are you going to find your way around the neighborhood? How am I going to find out what house number you live at on that street or that avenue, that block? How? I mean, I can knock on every door until I finally get you.
Right.
But the number guides me there much quicker, And so they got numbers for elections, numbers for zip codes, numbers for area codes, numbers in everything you do, and of course, numbers for ages, and of course, one's salary, So, and then one's credit score now. So everything are numbers. There is nothing you can do, except I deal with the more esoteric side of numbers that you can't see, but exist. What do I mean? Well, they say, I'll say, well, numbers have vibration. They sound like do. But what I mean is this. When we are looking at a TV station or listening to a radio show, it sends out a frequency. These frequencies is what enables us to look at a show that we have an interest in or listen to a particular radio station that we're interested in. And this is how that goes. And all of it is designed to act as a guide. But I can tell you what got me hooked on numerology. Numerology and astrology are kissing cousins. What glues them together are the stars. But numerology does something that no other branch does, and it deals with your name. So, after people see me on the Tracy Brown show, or if they heard me on Katie Couric's or Oprah Winfrey, all these other shows I've been on, and they'll talk about their birthday for a minute, my number so-and-so. Then they say, yeah, Tracy, yeah, Lloyd, we're back to that. Well, your name has power too. Even Shakespeare says, what's in a name? His response was it everything. Everything, your name in numerical ways denote your talent, your gifts, your abilities. It indicates your natural leanings, your inclinations. It indicates the parent who probably named you. So, for example, when I did the name Tracy, it tells me that there could have been an Aries or a Leo or a Scorpio or a person born on the 9th, the 18th, or the 27th of the month that was involved in naming, whether it was an auntie, a mother, a father, or something of that nature. And more than likely, one of your parents may have been from the name Tracy, the way it's spelled, was either Aries or Scorpio or Leo. Not only that, this name tells me you would tend to draw men in uniform. So if you've ever dated a man in the service, a man in law enforcement, a man in construction or the military, that would not surprise me either. It can be as much as a surgeon who handled tools, or machines, or instruments. You know what I'm saying? It also tells me from this first name, you're global, universal, international. You speak your truth. And in speaking your truth, sometimes people may misinterpret you as being mean, but you're not mean. You're honest. That's all. And there's a lot to this. There's so much to this.
Well, does it count if my dad was in the military?
Yes, yes, yes. That's why I said somebody either close to you. It could be a husband, a son, a brother, you know, somebody.
Yeah, yeah. And it's interesting because my dad was a numbers man. He's a Taurus. And how I came to be in contact with Lloyd is because I have this spiritual group. And your name came up. And I'm like, I know Lloyd Strayhorn. Like I've been at his shop, right?
Yeah.
For like, you don't even understand. At least once a month, I'm at your shop. This little girl, you know, 6, 7, 8, with these men, and sitting in a corner. Because my dad, when he came to what I thought was your shop, wouldn't leave. It was an event. Men love to be together in a barber shop back in the day. But you know, I guess it still is like that now. But with COVID, you know, all of that changes. But so I thought I was contacting your dad.
Yeah, you contacted his son named Lloyd.
So when I did the reading with you, I contacted his son.
So that means that our dads
so
knew
my
each other,
dad has had
your
your books. Yes.
Really? Well, if your dad has had my books, that tells me I suspect
my dad had your book.
That one or two of those books, if he does have it, is probably a collector's item now. That's how long ago I wrote my first book. It's probably a collector's item. So if you can find it, you will probably get paid a nice penny for it.
Well, I really need to let people know that, because you're more famous than, you know, I could recognize. You're much more out there. People know you, Lloyd. So if anybody has his book, please contact Lloyd and let that, like the original book, the very first book that came out. Yes, I read that book, Lloyd. You don't seem to understand how palpable and how 2 degrees of separation we all are.
Yeah, this world is small. My mother told me. She says this world is much smaller than you know, and she didn't lie. I just didn't get it at the time. That's why youth and wisdom don't go together, Tracy. It just doesn't.
Yes.
And you know what? In those times, it just may have happened that I may have bumped into that little girl, 8-year-old girl. It didn't know who she was.
No.
Because I would work at my father's barbershop, sweeping, shining shoes. My father had me engaged. Now, I wasn't going to be lazy. You ain't going to sit around and watch TV all day. Wasn't happening. Mm-mm. I had to earn my little keep, my little weekly salary. Yeah, I had to earn it. So I'm very, very happy. And I was blessed. My dad set a very good example. And obviously, your dad set a good example for you, too.
Well, because he is a numbers man. So of course your dad's gonna love my dad's gonna love your dad based upon who your dad produced, you and your
Mm-hmm.
other family members,
Mm-hmm.
who are all
Mm-hmm.
intuitive. They all have some sense of a gift.
Mm-hmm.
My dad encouraged me to read your book, but also because I'm Leo and I'm fire and somewhat spoiled, I thought money
Yeah.
grew on trees. I never had to think to worry. Like, money grew on trees. And the gift that my I'm going
The
that
connection is not
money.
working as it should. Hello.
Really bad, but it's okay. Let me see if I can restart it. Don't go anywhere.
Okay,
Don't go.
I hear you now. I hear you clearly now. The image is froze, but I can hear you clearly.
Me. Okay, I'm back.
Good, 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 good. Well, what's happening is Mercury's
I'm gonna get off.
approaching retrograde soon. There's a
Mercury's
phenomenon about to
approaching
take place
retrograde.
called Mercury retrograde, right? When Mercury is retrograde, as you know, things get discombobulated. It starts officially on the 29th, but there's always a long shadow effect. So it gives you a little tease, like perhaps today. You know, normally I do these StreamYards and they work well all the time, but sometimes they'll freeze. Now on my end it looks perfect. Yours is a little back and forth, uh, and I have to agree with Alexis. I don't think you're spoiled at all.
Mm-hmm.
You are a Leo. Leos are the queen of the jungle. Okay, come on. No, Leos are very dynamic. I love my Leos, and in fact, every woman should be
Yes.
spoiled a little bit, as much as y'all do. And as much as
Yeah,
we take for granted, every woman
and
needs
every
a little
woman,
pampering.
yes, and every woman should. Thank you. And every woman should believe that she's a goddess and deserves that.
I think so too. I think so too. I really think so too. Because see, without you women, we don't
So
get here.
Lloyd,
Yes.
look, yeah, yeah. This is something that men seems to forget, and we've got to get our men back to remembering. Without the womb, you're not born in a factory, guys. Without the womb, we don't have the living, right? We don't birth you in a factory. We don't get to pick you out. I want this color. No, we have a
There's a
real
process.
connection with God, which means that's how you get here, by way of God and my womb.
And most of us men don't know that at that time that a woman is giving birth, she is closer than ever to dying too, as women have died giving birth to children. And so I don't think we men really, really appreciate and understand the dynamics of the mother not only giving life but coming through herself, because it is a very, very critical time for a woman's life. And I've had clients
Yes.
where their mother
Yes.
died actually in childbirth. Okay. So I'm saying that we men need to be a little bit more, shall we say, a little bit more proactive about understanding and supporting our women. And I'm not just talking about when it's time to have fun.
I have hope. I have hope.
Well, me too, because this is the age of women.
I
Seriously.
agree.
and guys cannot get around it.
I know.
So, you know, Teddy Pendergrass, that he had a line that says, it can't be 70-30, it can't be 60-40, it's going to have to be a 50-50 love. That's why women are now doing what? They're up in arms about equal payment. You're going to work me like a dog and don't want to pay me for the same person. And in fact, the woman is often doing more work than he is and getting paid more. Well, women are not stupid. I tell men that women may be slow, but no women are stupid. Women are not stupid. Well, they're not. And this is the age of women. I mean, you know, I'll say, when was the last time you heard the phrase, a woman's place is in the home? Forget it. Women are doing everything. And women are doing even more than men now, too. Yeah. The only thing, they are underrated and underpaid.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I understand where I'm at today. I know the power of the goddess is here. Like, I get it. And I use it. Like, I'm like, whoa. I've often asked God, why am I here? Like, couldn't I have picked a different era? No, God needed me in the hour of the goddess.
Give you a point of time. Exactly right.
And now I get it. And I was like, okay, God, I know what to do with this, right? It might come across a little arrogant, but you know what? I don't care.
Yeah, but you're a Leo here. You Leos normally feel good about themselves. It's not your problem. It's not. Somebody has to feel good about themselves. Well, why not be a Leo?
And I want to be an example for the ordinary goddess, right? We got the VP, that's a woman. You know, we have many powerful communicators and hosts that are leading the way, the feminine goddess way. I want to be the ordinary girl, to be the example. And I want to see you get so much better than me, woman. But also, we've got to talk to the men in terms of even, you know, how do we get this 50-50, this numbers game with men and women? My son has a group called BRUH. And it's a spiritual group, not a religious group. And it's a group to get men to talk their feelings. Because if we're not getting to the men, they can't understand what I'm going through.
Well, that's why I joined forces with a female astrologer. Women will talk to each other, okay? Men won't talk to each other. Now, let me tell you what we men will talk about. We'll talk about sports all day long. We'll talk about our car all day long, okay? We'll talk about things like that or something. But rarely do we talk about some of the challenges we're having in our personal life, because we men will teach each other, oh, you just being weak, and oh, you just being a crybaby. But men have feelings too. But this culture teaches men or encourages men, well, you got to be strong. You got to hold in your emotions. But, you know, I try to explain to men, it's like a pressure cooker. A pressure cooker is designed that when pressure builds up, it lets off steam. So you women, when y'all get upset, y'all may scream, y'all may throw glass and plates against the wall, but y'all letting out stuff. We men, we then keel over from a stroke or a heart attack as a result of holding things in. So I prefer to express my feelings, express my emotions. And this is very healthy, and it is not a sign of weakness as most of us men take it, unfortunately. To cry. That's a human emotion. That's not a woman emotion. That's a human emotion. You know, so when you look at it like that.
To admit to being sad, to admit to being depressed, to admit to being lethargic because you've had a bad week. Go for it, man. Go for it.
We're human. We're human. Yeah, we're all human beings, which means we're going to have our highs and lows, which means there are days the sun comes out, then there are going to be other days the sun is kind of cloudy, there are going to be other days, some days are stormy, okay? It goes with the ebb and flow of life. Not unless you're in the fairy tale books.
Yeah. God gives us good examples to appreciate, you know, the emotional concerns. I really like the parallel to sun, gray skies, stormy. I love that. And that is not just for women. So Lloyd.
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
Who are you?
First of all, other than being one of the most happiest guys around, which took me a long time to love myself.
Okay.
I
I
mean,
love
I've
that.
always had a very confident image, but there were things I wanted to do. I wanted to be tall. I wanted to be this. I wanted to be that. And so I'm short by stature. And one day I woke up and I says, God says, listen, fella, this is it. You got to work with what you got. Okay. And so instead of being looking in everybody else's backyard, I started looking in my backyard and seeing what I was doing. And this is one of the challenges nowadays with the media. They got us looking to see what a celebrity A is doing, a celebrity B is doing, as against you see what you need to be doing yourself. Okay. Because of all of
Yeah.
these people started from some point. Yes, some people got a head start, but it doesn't mean you can't. So I'm a man. I love myself. I'm a father of 6 beautiful children, 3 girls, 3 boys that I happen
The
to see
way.
one, you know. So so I've been a musician. I've I think I'm pretty well educated through books. I love books.
Wait,
You know, you
wait,
can see
Lloyd.
my books. See all my
Lloyd,
books? Yes.
Lloyd, I apologize. There was a whole section that we missed. Do it again. Who are you?
I'm one of the happiest
Sorry.
men alive. It's
Yeah.
okay. I am one of the happiest men alive. And when I say that, it took me a long time to love myself. Everybody knows where every little flaw is, every little pimple, every little
Yeah.
imperfection, but to accept who you are. You might have a beautiful mold. That mold might, but they'll say, do you know that mold is unsightly? Well, we got some cream to remove that mold. As
Mm.
against accepting who you are. And I wanted to be tall, but I'm not tall. So one day I woke up and I said, you know, God says, listen, Stray, get over it. This is what you got to work with, fella. You know, you make the most of it. And again, instead of me looking in other people's backyards, I look to see what I had, what I was able to bring to the table of life. And had somebody told me as a astro numerologist that I would have my own radio show, TV shows, books, magazines, newspapers, this show, that show, I'd have said, yeah. But it's also like when Tyler Perry was homeless, that had somebody told him then at that point, so you know, you never know how the source goes, how God goes, how your future goes. So you should never give up on it. Even though things may be seem cloudy at this moment, the sun always comes out at some point. You can't tell me the sun doesn't come out. You just have to be either patient or persistent enough when the sun does to bask in it, to take advantage of it. Yeah. So I'm also a parent of 6 children, 3 boys, 3 girls. I'm
Wow, what a
also an
blessing.
author. Uh, this is one of my books here.
Is that your most
Okay.
recent book?
No, this is the earlier book. The one more recent books is this one, which is Lloyd's Book of Numbers, Relationship Guides about Relationships. Then this one here is about Lloyd's Numbers and You workbook that teaches you how to deal with numbers and whatnot. And then this one is one of my big ones, Lloyd Book of Numbers, a numerology guide for the 21st century and beyond. All these books are available on Amazon. Go there, order them, and you know, and it show you how life works. When graduating from high school, I was told I had no potentials for college, no potentials for this, that, and the other,
Mm.
and much less writing books.
Mm.
Okay, and what happens is things change. That I was blessed to go to college, and that college did more for me. Virginia Union University, historical Black university,
Yes.
did more for me than any other thing that proved all the naysayers here in the New York education system wrong. Graduated who's who, honors, prizes, awards, member of 3 fraternities, senior class treasurer, junior class treasurer. I mean, it was just so don't give up on yourself. That's the main thing. It is in your stars. So everybody's divinely special. And if people are able to call in today, because I heard one lady say she loved my book, and thank you very much, whoever she is. But if they do, I can give a demonstration of how this works, what makes all of us special. And my attitude is, in the law of biology, they take millions and millions of sperm to go after one egg. That one egg and sperm meeting as a result become you and I. So you cannot tell me everybody's not special. It's what we do or don't do with our specialness. But again, we're so busy following other people
Yeah.
And we need to follow our star. That's all.
Yes. Well, I can get someone to call in so you could see.
That's up to you. It's up to you. We'll pull somebody. We'll read you. We'll read a celebrity, a politician, somebody.
Okay, I'm gonna have someone call in, and well, I'll just call the person. What am I doing? I don't know if you're gonna be able, because I started to bring my speakerphone, and then I was like, no, I'm not gonna bring my speakerphone.
Tracy.
Can you hear Lloyd, the person? Talk again. Say
Hi.
Hi, yeah, I can hear him. He sounds a little bit low, but I can hear him.
And she
Lloyd,
sounds very low, but if you can act as an intermediary, that'll help. And when I get to reading her, I'll raise my voice a little higher. All righty?
Absolutely. So her name's Kiana.
Kiana?
I'll tell him. Keyona.
Really? Keyona. Oh, I see.
Do you need
That's
her last name?
different. That's different. It tells me whoever Kiana is, she's very popular. For one thing, she knows people everywhere she goes. She's very ambitious. She's blessed not to look her age. She has a boatload of energy. One of her parents could be born under the constellation of Pisces or Sagittarius, or born on the 3rd or the 6th, the 12th or the 15th, the 21st, the 24th, or the 30th of the month. It also tells me she's more career-oriented than domestic-oriented, too. Yes, she wouldn't mind having children. She wouldn't mind having children. But let us, honey, when I come home on Friday, we sit at the table. I want to put my 2 cents in there, too, by paying them bills. And she's a natural flirt, too.
Turn your radio down. Wait. Turn your radio down, Kiana.
Okay, I'm turning it down.
He said you're a natural flirt.
And you will attract younger men.
I am.
And see, the operative word, they will be drawn to her. She doesn't have to say, she may say, well, I don't like younger men. But it doesn't stop younger men from wanting to get to know her better. And yet her approach is very soft, very sweet, very loving, very sharing, very caring. And she's a hugger. That's her approach. She hugs you either physically or hug you with words or encouragement, something that makes you feel good about yourself. And that's just me. I don't even have a birthday.
Wow.
Now, he just did that on your name, Kiana. When I got my reading, he does your first name, your last name, your birth date. Then he connects you to your mom, your dad, he'll tell you exactly who you need to marry.
That's amazing.
He read my ex-husband and I was like, yeah, that's about that is about right.
And what is Kiana's birthday? What month and day? I don't need the year.
What is your month and day? June what?
5/29.
Kiana, am I right now understanding you were born in May?
She's a Gemini still, though.
5/29.
Yeah, she's at 5/29. But Kiana, I'm opposite you. It's that Scorpio moon. Because you're born in the month of May.
Yeah, but she's born under the constellation of Gemini, so don't forget, you got to allow for that.
Yes, I apologize.
Yeah, she's just 2 days shy. She's just 2 days shy of June. But what it tells me is this. She's an air sign with a water number. She's very reasoning, very intellectual, yet very, very sensitive, very, very intuitive, okay? And her birth date indicates she's very romantic. As a child, she probably walked before she was 1 year old, like anywhere between 9 and 10 months old. It also indicates she probably kept some journal as a little girl growing up. She had a love of dance and theater, so she may have been in modern ballet, modern dance, African dance, whatever kind of dance, or like to see people dance. If I was taking this woman out on a date, that first date should not be at Mickey D's, because I guarantee you that will be the last date. But if I take her out on a date with wonderful food, a wonderful, shall we say, environment, or I'll get the name of it in a minute. And also seeing people dance and stuff like that. Even if she don't dance, she likes to see people dance, and she likes to collect things. And she likes to collect things and find it hard to throw things away.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. She said she loves to see people dance.
Yeah. And so you got to understand, we've never met. But reading the numbers, it would almost appear as if we have met. And this year is extremely important for her anyway, because this year things have been opening up for her. In fact, this month of May, this approaching, this has been a money month because some major things have been happening, major news about people from her past, something about her home, mortgage, rent, insurance, monies, things of this nature. She's also doing a lot of growing up this particular month as she reaches her next birthday that's coming up. And, you know, in fact, about a week and change from now. It also indicates, too, that she's very perceptive. She would do well in 3 major areas. One area is dealing with food-related things like chef, restaurateur, caterer, preparations of food, plus her birthday indicates she's finicky and fussy about her eating habits and dietary laws anyway, okay? Secondly, she would do well in areas connected with mechanical, mathematical sciences, electronics, computers, gadgets, gizmos. And then her strongest point is of service. She's a good listener. She's a healer. She could be easily a Reiki master, life coach, personal trainer, things of that nature. So she's a woman of many, many gifts, and she's really a sweetie pie. She just don't miss a trick.
Wow.
I would not try to play her. I would not take her sweetness for weakness or her kindness for granted. That would be a major mistake. But she's got a memory like an elephant.
Wow, I'm speechless too.
And he says you have a memory like an elephant's memory.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
You
Yeah.
know, it's so, I'm so enamored by numbers. I'm so like, guys, you gotta get your readings. You gotta talk to Lloyd, like, to understand who you are, the way he reads you. Oh, it's just
That's
beautiful.
exactly who I am.
And we never met. You see?
And
We never met.
I never experienced anything like this in my life, and that is exactly like to know that I love to watch people dance. I can't dance, but it is. I absolutely love to like watch people dance. Like everything that you said is 100% correct.
Thank you, dear. Thank you very much.
No,
and
Lloyd.
if she has any concerns, it's always with her stomach and digestive tract, sensitivities with the
Yes.
reproductive organs or female problems that she would describe it to me as a guy. And there's a whole lot more. There's a whole lot more.
Oh, there's a whole lot. Like, listen, you can't do this in 10 minutes. But I do want to encourage everyone just by giving an example. And I honor that you allow me to, we didn't plan this, and I didn't want to like take advantage of your gift and have you do something for free. Like,
Yeah, but I love this. It's not, it's, you got to tithe too. You got to tithe.
I'll definitely be calling for a reading. That's fantastic.
Thank you very, very much, Kiana.
all right, Ken, I'm going to let you go.
All right, bye guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kiana. God bless.
Bye.
God
Bye.
bless. Well, let me tell you something, Lloyd. I purposely surround myself around amazing, amazing people. It's by choice.
Sounds like a true Leo.
And she's one of many people
Mm-hmm.
that I can be around.
Mm-hmm. Well, it makes sense. You are fire. She's air. Air and fire stimulate each other. That's why they tell you if we're in a hotel or in a room or whatever, there's a fire breakout. The one thing you do not do is open those windows, open them doors, because when air and fire get together, there's a party. Okay, things get real hot up in there.
My daughter-in-law is a Gemini. And I am shocked at how much I get along with her. Shocked. Like, I always hear horror stories.
You act like you're not supposed to get along with your daughter-in-law.
Right. Do you hear the horror stories out there between, like, mothers do not treat their daughters well.
I've heard some.
So that kind of brings me back to men treating their women well. Men can't treat their women well if the mother-in-law can't appreciate the woman that's with her son.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
As one of many examples. So I had a really good mother-in-law. She's my ex-mother-in-law now.
Mm-hmm.
She's never hated me, this woman, ever.
Mm-hmm.
And she showed me by example how to be a good mother-in-law, even though I divorced her son. She showed me that none of this should ever be personal between, you know, two women. And so I love that example, and I make sure I
Well, she
embrace
is
my
rare.
daughter.
She's a rare exception, and I think that's nice. And that's a perfect example to live by too. Because you can show me better than tell me, as the saying used to go.
Right. Right.
And she
And I
showed
think
you.
the two components that came out of me being a good mother-in-law that I mandate is to stay out of their business.
That sounds about right. I think that is the winning formula. Definitely.
It really is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't agree with everything they do. And when they tell me what they're doing, I go, uh-huh.
Yeah, let them work that out. They got to work through that.
And here's what happens.
You don't have enough on your plate already.
That's what I'm saying. Here's what happens. They work it out. When you just leave children alone, they work it out. So, Lloyd, you are amazing.
Thank you, dear.
No, you're amazing.
Thank you.
And you're a feel-good type of person. Like when you get off the phone with the reading with Lloyd, you believe again. The tired, the people that believe that they're stuck, get a reading with Lloyd.
All of us are divinely special, my dear. And not only that, I was blessed to be born to one of the greatest moms in the world. It taught me everything I know, that this world is smaller than you know, and you do for others and want for others what you want for yourself. Simple rules. No degrees are required. No high school diplomas are required. Just simple, common human courtesy. I treat everybody with respect. I do not judge. It is not my role to judge. Only the man upstairs does that. That's not my role. So I've read people from all parts of the human family, all different cultural persuasions, sexual persuasions. We're all human. We're all human. And when you understand that, you don't get uptight. You don't. And I think that's why this COVID thing is taking over. So, you know, when you are mean or unhappy, it lowers your immune system. And this world seems to be full of meanness now, at least some parts of the United States, as against being happy. I mean, you got a lady who was terminated for wanting to tell the truth about the last administration. And they're telling you why they terminated her too, because she told the truth, which to me is mind blowing. I mean, so therefore, do everybody moving forward live on lies? So, and you know, there's that little thing about the little boy. He would, he would run and tease about the dike being broken and all that other stuff. And one day it becomes that way. And so when he does tell the truth, nobody will believe him. These same
What's
people.
That story? The little boy that lies and then finally he
it was about the dike or something like that. Yeah, but
the boy that cried wolf.
Yeah, the boy that cried wolf. Yeah, and so these people are crying wolf. That they really think that the last administration is now going to actually go starting rallies again, like nothing ever happened. Okay, so I'm just saying there is something. But let me tell you this: like a blade of grass, truth always prevails. Always prevails. Now, people may not like it. That's not my problem. But the truth is the truth is the truth. That way you sleep good at night. I can't keep up with a lie. I don't lie well. Lie goes all across my forehead. LIE, capital, italics, underscore. I don't lie well. But that's one of the ways of my mother. If I drop the ball, I will tell you I dropped the ball. I'm a human being. I haven't learned how to walk on water, although I'll be trying sometimes. But you know what I'm saying? I can't walk on water. I'm human. And so I'm going to allow that to be a part of my life.
I lie all the time, Lloyd. For good things, not for bad things. But if you would just look at me, you could tell because my eyes are always like, yes.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah, you can tell. All you gotta do is look at me and say, What was that you said again? That's funny. Yeah, we got a lot in common, you and I.
Well, I think you're amazing. I know you could stay here for an hour. I just want.
But I'm going to come back, though. I'd like to invite myself back, if you don't mind, whenever your time permits.
I would love that. You know, you can come back once a month. I could care less.
Hey, however you see
can come
fit.
back. I'll tell you what you can do. You could come back and like, oh, I would love for you to do like a numerology on Liz Cheney. I don't know if you're into that kind of stuff.
No. I do predictions. For example, the 2020 elections, I said that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris would probably be elected. Why? Last year was what election year? 2020.
Yes.
Joe Biden is born on the 20th. Kamala Harris is born on the 20th. And they were sworn in on the 20th. And when he called and told her, and see, 2 + 0 is 2. When he called and asked her to be the vice president elect, it was on the 11th of the month, and 1 + 1 is 2. So they're both 2s, and 2 rules the feminine principle. So who did he do for the first time in history since government George Washington? His vice president was a woman. Yeah. And notice he's got a woman, the head of housing now, of the military, of the feds, Janet Wilson, okay? Because he's on better with women. His wife is an educator. They are just too upset with him. But you know, it is what it is. As one person once said, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Well, you're amazing. I just want to thank you. I want to
thank
you
for
being here.
Thank you.
Like, I can't thank you enough. You are amazing. I just want to tell my people, contact Lloyd.
And let me tell you, get that astrologer I referred you to on. She's just as amazing herself.
Oh, I already spoke to her.
Oh, see, you're a Leo, though. I don't even know why I'm surprised, girl.
I'm a businesswoman. I spoke to her that night.
Really? See?
Yes.
That's how you roll. You don't be joking.
I don't.
Good. Set a good example.
Not with my metaphysical people. Like, you got to understand, I'm goofy. I'm ditzy. Sometimes you can't hold my attention. You talk metaphysical.
You got it.
What?
So let me give you a reading, since you don't mind, as we close this show.
Okay.
You are a number 8. You're born on the 8th day in the 8th month. 8 is ruled by Saturn, and 8 is the number always associated with fate or destiny, which meant that if you marry, probably the person you married was not the person you had intended to marry the first time. But as fate or destiny would happen, you wind up marrying him, okay? Or you decided to live somewhere else, but as fate, it's not that things are outside of your control, but also there's a strong element of fate that tends to come into the picture and carve some of your direction too.
With me, right? It's so true.
8 people are very determined. 8 people are often misunderstood incorrectly as being cold or distant, lacking in feelings and affections. But the irony is they're warm, they're loyal, they are very affectionate, and they are very determined to succeed, you know? Yeah. Because 8 people get intense, they develop tunnel vision where you almost got to stand in their way and snap them out of it, so to speak, you know? And it says to me that things start turning around in your life between your 31st and 35th birthday, when you started having some semblance of what you would call as a woman, some control over your affairs. And by the time you hit your 35th birthday, you were off and running at the races.
It was in that era that I went into a psychic.
Yeah. And in a way, you're a late bloomer, and you always, as a young girl, attracted much older men. Always. You had always been mature. And it may have scared your mom and dad, but your attitude is, age is just a number. I got this. I can hear this.
Oh, Lloyd, thank you
and
so much.
Age rule headaches, too, because they're so intense. So if you ever have headaches, or problems with the knees, the teeth, or the bones, especially more to the left side of your body than the right side.
Teeth,
yeah,
bones,
those would be concerned. All of this is
I can manage my headaches. I can manage
all I gotta
my
do is
headaches.
get my book. I got a chapter on health in the book. You know,
guys,
all of this.
Go to Amazon, look at his books. I'm gonna buy all 3 of them. One of my other peers just wrote a book. I bought it. I traveled to Washington. I read it. Like, I'm dedicated to my type of people. So
yeah, me
I'm going to buy all 3 of your books.
Thank you. Thank you. When you publish your book, my thing is my turn. Thank you to buy your book.
I would honor that.
Thank you very much. I say, as they say, and all those blessed things, and have a blessed and safe weekend too. And keep your immune system high by being positive and happy. And, you know, that's all I'm saying.
Lloyd,
Attitude does a lot. Attitude.
before you leave, verbally tell everyone where they can reach you.
Okay. They can reach me on my media sites, which is Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Clubhouse. No, LinkedIn. So it's, yes, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. What was that last one I said? LinkedIn. Those four. And then they can call me at my website,
You
Lloyd.
said Clubhouse too.
Yeah, I just joined Clubhouse. I don't even know what I'm doing. Somebody said join Clubhouse. Okay. Anyway, but it's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. Those four primarily under either Numbers in You, which is my book. That's why I have everything Numbers in You from the title of my book, or Lloyd Strayhorn. Either one of them, you'll get me. But even better, sign up for my free monthly newsletter. Okay. What you got to do is go to my website, Lloyd, LLOYD Strayhorn. That's STRAYHORN for the newsletter and get it. And also I teach a online course on numerology. It's now in 60 countries, spoken and translated in 23 languages with over 2,100 students enrolled, which shows you how universal numerology is.
Don't leave me. This is going to go on YouTube. So I just really want people to have a visual. I'm really big on visuals, and I didn't think about putting this in my system, but just give me a second.
Take your time.
Just transfer this over to this iPad. Stay right there. Don't leave me. So just let me tell everyone Numbers and You, and I'm going to display it right now, guys. You will not be disappointed. If you give yourself a gift of any kind, do not buy them red bottom shoes. Get metaphysically healthy.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay, here it is, Lloyd Strayhorn.
Yeah. Yep, Lloyd Strayhorn.
Numerologist, author, media personality, college instructor, Lloyd-Strayhorn.com.
Thank you, dear. You know how to make a man feel good, Leo.
I feel blessed.
Thank you.
I feel blessed to have you on my show. I feel so blessed.
Oh, and I noticed that
how lucky I am. So I want
and when you created the flyer, you know, and ironically, when you created the flyer, the number I saw sticking very prominently in gold was an 8. Your number. I says, I wonder where she got that from.
And I put it right next to you.
I know. But you know what's interesting? My mother was also an 8. She was born on the 26th of the month, an 8. She was born in the 8th month, but on the 26th day. So both you and my mom were born in the 8th month. Except you were born on the 8th. She was born on the 26th, and 2 plus 6 is 8. And I tell you, I had the best mother any child could want. And you know, the irony is, I used to think that all mothers was like my mother. Until I started having reality check as I started growing and interacting with others. But I'm just saying I was truly blessed in every sense of the word. That's all I can tell you. I was taught my manners.
That's all you could offer out. Yeah. Like, that's a beautiful statement and testimony to your mom.
Yeah.
And I'll speak for my son, Lloyd. He too has the best mom.
I don't doubt it. What are you going to tell you? No?
Well, Lloyd, before you go, we had, you said a few things that was very reminiscent of what I said today on my radio show. So I'm going to send you the link.
Okay.
And I want you to listen to it because it was very reminiscent of some of the points that you made today in terms of, you know, what our requirements are in operating in this world and, you know, just being of service to other and love. And you just said a few things that was, I didn't want to stop you, but I was like, oh my God, I talked about this today.
Yeah, but these are confirmations. See, that's all I'm saying. That's all it is for you. Just a confirmation because I didn't know.
No, you had no
that's
idea. I'm going to send it to you so you can listen to it. I'm reading The Ugly Duckling. I'm reading a book to the public. And today's topic is The Ugly Duckling.
Well, they got a whole lot of ugly ducklings out here, so I hope they get with the program.
Right. I'm an ugly duckling, and it was just certain things that made sense, and I appreciate you, Lloyd.
I'm glad you're sharing it. Love you much, beautiful lady. Yep, I love you much, and I can't wait to come back at your convenience, of course, okay?
I can't wait. Don't forget Liz Cheney. Let's do this.
Yes, I'll be all up in her business. You'll be so proud of me.
Because I want to see where her, because I'm going to tell you, Lloyd, whatever she's about to do, I will follow her.
Well, let me tell you, see, where they made the mistake is she comes from a long line of political people. Her father, Dick Cheney, was no joke, okay?
None.
That's for sure.
None.
Alrighty?
None.
And so she's got that old school mentality. And whether you like it or not, the truth is the truth is the truth. That should not be a rarity in any political party. A lie should be a rarity. But then when they are dismissing her because she told the truth, and and people don't understand that, then I don't get people. I'm trying to, and once the last administration said, oh, you drunk the Kool-Aid. Well, a whole lot of people are drinking this guy's Kool-Aid. That's all I can say.
All right. We'll talk again.
Thank you, dear. Now I have that info.
Thank you, Lloyd.
Bye-bye, hon.
Bye. Oh, my God, guys. Thank you so much. I thought he was fascinating. And go get your readings. Don't deny yourself some basic needs. And getting certain types of readings is for your mental health, your physical soul development. So take care of yourself. Let's start taking care of ourselves with yoga, kundalini, crystals, reading books, and readings by really healthy, qualified individuals. Don't play it cheap. Don't play it cheap. You play cheap, you get, a mess. I've recommended a lot of people. Don't be afraid to contact any of the people that I've recommended. I believe in them. Bye, guys.
Gals and guys, go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracy Brown Live.